How are you, everybody? You doing well? Good to have you on board right here. If you don't like that, what's going on? Everything good? Doing all right? Yeah? Ready to roll? What do you want to talk about tonight? Baseball? NFL? What do you want to talk about? I'm looking at all the scores right now in Major League Baseball, and I'm like, what is going on, man? You know? What's happened to the Houston Astros, right? Like, what's happened to the Houston Astros? What's happened to the Detroit Tigers? Like, seriously, they had a 15 and a half game lead. What has happened to them? Seriously. I mean, how bad have they been? Cleveland, the Tribe, they've made up 10 games in a month. It's unbelievable. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. You've heard it here first. Scatterbo is the real deal. I called it before the season started. Wish the Niners drafted him. It's a little premature, but you did call it. But it's a little premature. All right. I'm not ready to go there just yet. I like him though, but they have so many problems. Cubs lead the Mets 8-2, top of the sixth. Man. Yankees win. Red Sox beat the Blue Jays. So guess what? Toronto and New York are tied atop the AL East. How about that? Cleveland wins again. They beat Detroit. I said they were tied. Detroit's a game back, really 2 game back, because Cleveland has the tiebreaker. Crazy what's going on in Major League Baseball. All right. Hello, Grant. Are you back living in California or do you do the show from Florida? I do the show wherever I'm at. If I'm on the moon, I do the show from the moon. If I'm in Sacramento, I do the show from Sacramento. If I'm in Florida, I do the show from Florida. If I'm in Tennessee at my brother's, I do the show from Tennessee. If I'm in New York visiting friends, I do the show from New York. If I'm in Europe, I do the show from Europe. If I'm in Thailand, I do the show from Thailand. If I'm on Mars, I do the show from Mars. What's up, buddy? I didn't get a chance to call into the station today, but the Kings going 41-41. Is that enough for a play-in? What do you think is a successful season for the Kings this year? Probably 9th or 10th in the play-in, probably. You're very welcome. Thank you for asking. Probably. To me, 500 this year I would label as successful. I know the owner wouldn't, but I would. Would you? What about you, Dorian? Would you go and say it's a successful season if they go 41-41? And Boombox, thank you for your question. I do appreciate it. What do you think? 41-41 probably doesn't get you. I don't think it gets you above 9, maybe 10. I don't think it gets you to 7 or 8. So I think 41 gets you 9, 10, gets you into the play-in, but that's about it. That's about it. All right, give me your questions right here on If You Don't Like That. Baseball, NFL, college football. Kings and Warriors are talking about Kuminga again. How do you know that? Just curious. And what makes you think they're talking about them again? What makes you think they've been talking about it all season? And what makes you think that anything is different today than it was 2 months ago or 3 months ago or everything else? Who said that they're talking again? I'm just asking. Says, I don't know, Grant. I want the Kings to get away from the drama with close games and establish an identity and culture for future seasons. Fair enough. I would agree with you there. I would agree with you there. I think that culture is very important. You have a new general manager who's got his own idea of what he wants to do. So, we'll see. We'll see. Do I follow the NHL? Who's my sleeper team this year? I do follow the NHL. I love the NHL. I haven't analyzed it close enough to say who is my sleeper team. But I do love the National Hockey League. Love it. Give me a shout. Put it up right here on the screen for you. There's the link. You can call the show and we'll get you right on. Said Sam Amick. All right. Well, if Sam brought it up, then it's probably true because Sam is one of the best NBA reporters. All right. One of the best NBA reporters. And if Sam says it, then I give it a lot of credence. All right. Just texting someone here to get on the show. So I don't want Jonathan Kuminga on the Kings. I don't want him for a couple of reasons. Number one, the Warriors don't want him. That's a red flag for me. Number two, there's this mantra out there that he has to start. Why would I have to start a guy? Like, who says that he has to start? Like, why? So, who's my dark horse in Major League Baseball to go deep in the playoffs? Cleveland is, because just they're hot right now. Hot. Grant, I agree that Parsons is the best defensive player. What do you think of Aiden Hutchinson? He seems to get better as the game goes along. Love Aiden Hutchinson. Love his motor. He's got a great motor. Love his motor. The guy's just always, always, always going. I love his motor. All right? Incredible. All right, give me a call if you want, or just keep the text messages coming. Again, here's the link. If you want to call the show, you also have the QR code above my shoulder. So if you want to get in on the program, give me a shout. Don't forget about the Kings Court, 10 a.m., Rhino in Sacktown. Hope you had a chance to see it this morning. If not, go back and watch it when you can. And Rhino will be on again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So keep that in mind as we gear up towards Media Day coming up on Monday and the first practice on Tuesday. Chicago Cubs third baseman Matt Shaw took a personal day in the midst of Cubs already in the playoffs. Several announcers took issue with why for the personal day. What do I say? He talked with the management. It was important for him to go to the memorial service of Charlie Kirk. He got approval from the manager. Charlie's widow personally invited him. He thought it was very important to be there. Is it a little odd to me? Yeah. But again, he had the blessing of the manager and the general manager. So we live in a different time right now. We live in a different time. Yep, I just talked about Cleveland is hot right now, no doubt about it. Where do I predict we finish defensively this year? If Levine and DeRozan start, we're in trouble. You just answered your own question. BJ, what's up, buddy? I agree, Napes. Who cares about what Kuminga wants besides Dennis? Yeah, I'm not really concerned about what Jonathan Kuminga wants. You know, I really don't. Dable coaching for his job. Winston should be the starter, not Dart. He's going to get killed behind that online. Well, at least with Winston, I know there's going to be offense. It's either going to be the Giants' offense or the defense's offense, because he's going to throw a pick six. So at least I know when Jameis Winston's on the field, I know I'm going to see some offense. May not be his offense, but at least there will be points scored. So I'm okay with that. Good for Shaw, and God bless America. You know, again, he got permission, and they gave him their blessing to go. So to me, it's a non-issue at that point. I did see David Fry get hit in the face, out 6 to 8 weeks. Very, very scary. Multiple fractures in his face. Awful. Horrible. Absolutely awful. DeRozan needs to come off the bench or short leash for Levine included. We'll see. I'm rooting for Zion Williamson this year. He looks to be in great shape. Hopefully he can stay healthy. He's a hell of a player when on the court. Ryan made a great point. He looked like he was in great shape at last year when the season began, and then what happened? Talk is cheap to me. Got to go out and do it. Just got to go out and do it. But Ryan said the exact same thing on the show earlier, that he looked like he was in great shape last year. What are my reasons for not loving baseball? There needs to be one more word. Anymore. I used to love baseball. I don't like the specialization of the game. I don't like all the numbers. I don't give a damn about how fast the ball is leaving the ballpark. I don't give a damn about the launch angle. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me. Okay. I'm tired of seeing guys jog out of the box. I'm tired of seeing guys not get a double or a triple because they're not running hard out of the box. I'm tired of not seeing good bunts or enough bunts. I'm tired of seeing strikeouts in every game I watch. Just, they're ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. The ball's not in play enough for me. It's all of the reasons why I very rarely watch baseball anymore. I really don't. I don't watch it that much. He does have to prove himself, and he does have to stay in shape. You're exactly right. I'm not a fan of automated strike zone and the challenges. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not. Here's another thing I don't like. Every time somebody gets hit, they have to do some dance or a gesture. I'm right with you. I'll be honest. I'm not going to watch any baseball till I turn it on next week for the playoffs. I hear you. Does Mac Jones start again for the 49ers against the Jags? I think he does. Now Ricky Pearsall dealing with a knee injury. Niners are banged up at the beginning of the season. I don't think Pearsall's knee is an issue based on what he said and based on what the team's saying. I think you're okay with Mac Jones against Jacksonville. Purdy will play against the Rams, but I think Pearsall's going to be fine based on what I'm hearing. Said the clock. I don't mind the clock. The balanced schedule, the universal DH, ban on shifts. The game stinks. I like the universal DH. It's one of the few things I do like. It's one of the few things I do like. But the game's not the way it used to be, and it's not even close. It's not even close to the way it used to be. Not even close. Just not. It's not close. I had trouble watching it. Hey, New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. Water heaters, water line repair, sewer repair, water filtration, gas lines. Call the number on your screen. Get a free quote. All right? NewWorksPlumbing.com, NEWWRXPlumbing.com. They've got a fix for you. 916-713-1010 or NewWorksPlumbing.com. They're awesome. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. Tomorrow on the show, Steve Albert to talk about his new book and some of the great fights that he's announced over his career. Chris Landry, LandryFootball.com in the second hour. I may have watched the Guardians. They play old school ball. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. But I'm a Yankee fan. But yes, I understand what you're saying. And they got it rolling right now in Cleveland. They got it rolling. And I'm always calling them the Indians. I'm never calling them the Guardians. They're always the Indians to me. They'll always be the Indians. And there's nothing wrong with calling a team the Indians. So to me, the Indians are playing very well. They're not the Guardians to me. They're the Indians. They'll always be the Indians. Since you can't call a team the Indians? Seriously? Really? They're the Cleveland freaking Indians. Yeah, I had Carl Landry on the mind, huh? I grew up watching the Giants and the A's in the 70s to mid-90s live. Now baseball season starts in the World Series for me. I got you. Last I checked, there wasn't even a 300 hitter in the NL. What a joke. It is a joke. It is. Did I see that? Whoops, sorry about that. Let me get that here. Let me back up. I'm getting so many messages, it's hard to keep up. Did I see the Athletics addressing some of the issues that were raised during their season at Sutter Health Park, like the press shed? I know they're doing a couple of things here and there. I know there were a lot of complaints about certain things. So at least they're trying, you know? At least they're trying. I don't really have a comment on it. Giants, a giant disappointment. New York Giants or San Francisco Giants? That's correct. No Keegan Murray in the top 100. We were talking about that today on Fox Sports Sacramento. I don't understand that. Redskins too. I haven't really found anyone that finds that offensive, and I've asked many people. I've read polls on it. I've talked to many others. I mean, it seems to me there's a handful of people that find it offensive. It seems to me that the vast majority of people, both native and just random questions on the street, don't have a problem with it. But I mean, Indians, seriously? You can't be called the Indians? It's a freaking joke. What nickname is more dumb, the Guardians or the Commanders? I think the Guardians by far. Ah, thank you. Says, I went to Bennett's today. Delicious. What's that hat, Grant? That's Alabama. Crimson Tide. I picked it up last year when I was at the Alabama game against, you know what? I don't even remember who they played. Oh, you know what? Western Kentucky. It was early in the season. All right, again, give me a call or keep the messages coming. Russell Wilson was done 3 years ago. I think you're right about that, Cody. Is Golden One Center top 5 arena in the NBA? It's subjective, but I think it is. I think it's the top 2 or 3 in the NBA. I have not been to the new arena in LA that the Clippers play in, so understand that. But yes, I believe it is. I was told Stanford used to be called the Indians before they became the Cardinal. I was not aware of that. I would have kept the Washington football team. Sounds like European soccer. I would have kept the Redskins, but, what do I know? But the Indians, you can't be called the Indians? Like, really? What? My high school on Long Island, Patrick, you would know this. Like the stupidity of like what you can and cannot. My nickname of my high school was the Syosset Braves. The Braves. Now you can't call them that anymore. They had to change their name. Really? The Syosset Braves? Like that's offensive? Who's that offensive to? It's a joke. Stanford was the Indians. Thank you for that. I was not even aware of that. See, you learn something every freaking day. I did not know that. I didn't know that, but I do know that speaking of Bennett's, and I'm glad you went there and enjoyed it, Prime Seafood and Steaks, and I know you're going to love it, whether it's Sacramento, Roseville, or the West Side Grill in Rockland, go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com, make a reservation, and enjoy the Prime Seafood and Steaks. Don't forget about their weekend brunch. Hey, say hello to Brian and the staff for me. They do a fabulous job. And again, Bennett'sRestaurants.com, Sacramento, Roseville, and the West Side Grill in Rockland. Are you with me on this? Is there anyone on my stream right now, either on YouTube or X, that have a problem with the name Indians? Seriously, do you have a problem with a team being called the Indians? Or in my case, with my high school, the Braves? It's a joke. It's a joke and a weak mindset. It really is. It's freaking embarrassing is what it is. Can you imagine? The Indians. You can't be called the Indians. You can be called the Cowboys. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, we used to play Cowboys and Indians all the time. I used to go to, I was part of 4-H. I used to make Indian headdresses all the time. The Fighting Sioux, I would bead my own headdress. I would pick out my beads, the feathers, everything. Seriously, I would make my own headdress. Sioux headdress in 4-H, along with the other garments that the Indians wore. We honored them. We celebrated them. We learned about that. I did that as a kid. There were many times I went out as a little boy on Halloween dressed as an Indian with what I made with my own hands, my own headdress with the feathers and everything, the orange tips, the beadwork that I made. I took great pride in making that, and I learned a lot. It's just unbelievable to me. Really is. The Indians. You can't be called the Indians. Do I think that Bronny James will last in the NBA when LeBron retires? I don't know. I haven't seen him play enough. I don't know. What's next? You can't be called the Texans? Why is the Fighting Irish okay, but the Indians not okay? That's a great question. Incredible. Funny how Indians are a disparaging term, yet your team can be named for a specific tribe such as the Seminoles. Go figure, right? Go figure. Was the Washington Bullets one of the first name change? Great question. The answer is yes, it was. Yes, it was. Great question. Sacramento Boy Scouts, Troop 99. We drum in our national night out every year wearing Indian attire and beating a drum. Yep. Yep. People getting offended for other people is pathetic. No Native Americans care about it. I don't know if I would say none. I don't think that would be accurate to use the term none. I would say very few. I think the Chief Wahoo logo was an image that it was time to move on from, but the name change was an overreaction. But I just love my team. Good for you. Sacramento Republic should be called the Sacramento Indians. I don't think so. I don't think so. I love the messages. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Crazy times we're living in, huh? Crazy times we're living in. I love the messages. Why is Adam Silver such a worse commissioner than David Stern? Because he has no backbone. That's why. Because he's a cupcake. That's why. I was in the Indian Guides when I was a kid youth group. You never wanted to go see the Hurricanes live when you lived in Miami? No. Never. I never saw the Dolphins go. I never went to a Dolphins game either. Never went to a Heat game. So no, I never wanted to. I never wanted to go see Miami play. First of all, they play at Hard Rock Stadium, which is in Fort Lauderdale. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't root for them. I had no desire to. So no. When I'm in South Florida, I don't go to sporting events. When I'm in Florida, I'm not going to watch the Heat play. I'm not going to watch Miami play. You know, if the Giants were in playing the Dolphins, I would go. Moving to South Florida next month, any advice? It's great. The driving is horrible there. Like people literally don't know how to drive. Like it's in anywhere I've been in the United States, they have the worst drivers. I think, and again, I hate to say, I think a lot of people are driving without licenses and have never been on the road before. So be careful. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's terrible. I find it a great place to live. I love living in South Florida. The weather, I love the ocean, the water, the coastal ways. I love it. So, do I have any advice? Not really. I love it. It's a great place to live. Great place. Super excited for tomorrow's Seahawks game. Should be a good game. Mine is LeBron James, my greatest of all time. But yeah, if you go to South Florida and you move there, you'll love it. I think it's great. Says, when I was a kid, I used to listen to Radio Tricolor 99.9, and there was a professional that would call the Kings games in Spanish. Do you know his name? He did amazing and loved listening. Armando was his first name. And I did know him. He was a great guy, and I forgive me for not knowing his last name. It was Armando. I'm sorry, I can't remember his last name. And obviously, I don't speak Spanish, so I couldn't understand when he was announcing games if I were listening to. But I heard he was very good, very good. I usually sleep during the summer, waiting for late October to become. I think active is what you meant, but I just can't wait, Napes. Say hello from Europe. Hello, buddy. Good to have you on, Baki. Can't believe you're a LeBron guy. What do you mean? I can't believe I'm a LeBron guy. Well, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? LeBron James is one of the greatest players in the history of basketball. It's not debatable. It's not debatable. I'm sorry, it's not debatable. Like, you can't have a conversation about the greatest players of all time and not mention LeBron James. It's not possible. So, I mean, when you say you can't believe I'm a LeBron guy, I don't really know what you mean by that. I just said, I mean, if I'm greatest of all time for me, all right, is Michael. That doesn't mean I'm not a LeBron guy. It just means that I think Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time. Doesn't mean I'm not a LeBron guy. Like, what kind of stupid rationale is that you come up with in your mind? My favorite sports books that I've read. That's a fabulous question. And off the top of my head, I can't name you and list them because I've read a lot. So it's hard for me to say. That's awesome. I've been wanting to ask you this. He did an amazing job during the early 2000s. It was a big part of my childhood since my parents were listening to 99.9 Spanish FM radio. His name was Armando, but I can't remember his last name. Does that sound right, Dorian? Do I think that LeBron's better than Kobe? I do, because he could have been an all-star at all 5 positions. So, I mean, Charlie Kirk said Michael Jordan is better. Well, I mean, it's subjective, and Charlie was from Chicago, so I get that. I think Michael Jordan was better too. And I'm from New York and lived in California for half my life. It's subjective. But do I think that LeBron was better than Kobe? Yes, I do. I think because he could have been an all-star at all 5 positions. And I'm okay with Kobe being considered one of the best players of his generation. But LeBron, I mean, again, you can't have a conversation of greatest of all time and not mention LeBron James. You just can't. You can't. All right, here's one. Ever think I will go to an LSU home game? Yes, I do. I would say in the next 1 to 3 years, I will be at an LSU home game. I didn't read Ken Dryden's book. Rest in peace. What a great goaltender. I watched him play in person several times. I watched him play in person. He was great. He wasn't just good. He was great. And he was a really good hockey analyst, too. Really good. LeBron doesn't play defense. Kobe does. Kobe is better. Okay, good for you. His name is Andres Montes. We watch the Spanish channels. I grew up with those Spanish guys. And, of course, very fast switch to the USA and Grant and Sack. Thank you, buddy. Yes. Armando Botello. That's it. I believe you're out. Yes. How would I compare Sacramento and Miami? Like I would compare Jupiter and the Earth. That's how. Like, there is no comparison. Now, I would say this about Sacramento that Miami cannot say. When I first moved to Sacramento, somebody told me everything. All right. Or excuse me. Somebody said nothing in the middle of everything. That's how they phrase Sacramento to me. Nothing in the middle of everything. Miami doesn't have the Sierra, right? Miami doesn't have Napa. Miami doesn't have the Monterey Peninsula, even though that's not really Sacramento, but you can get in the car and drive a couple of hours. Florida is Florida. It's all the same, by and large. That's not the case of where we live in Sacramento. There's great diversity in terms of terrain, temperature, seasons. You don't have that in Miami. Yes, I've been to a Vegas Knights game. One of my very best friends in life is the president of hockey operations. You're going to your first game this month? You're going to love it. It's freaking great. Just love it. Jupiter equals Miami and Sacramento equals Earth? No. Sacramento equals get me to the airport, and Miami equals God, I love it here. That's the difference. I'm talking about downtown Sacramento. I loved living in Sacramento. I've been very open about that, but I didn't live in downtown Sacramento, and I don't know if I could live in downtown Sacramento. And when I drive to downtown Sacramento, I'm depressed. I'm sorry. I'm just being quite honest with you. It's depressing to me. I love Granite Bay. I love Elk Grove. I love Folsom. I love El Dorado Hills. There are a lot of I love Auburn. You know, I'm talking about the surrounding areas. Roseville. I mean, I love, but downtown Sacramento, come on. What college football game would I recommend to get the full college experience? I can't say because I haven't been to that many. But I mean, if you go to a SEC game at a night game, whether it's at LSU, at Alabama, at Tennessee, at Georgia, you really can't go wrong there. You really can't go that wrong. I'm rooting for you to dominate. When will the radio ratings be released? It's going to take about 2 to 3 months to get a real good indication. Kobe or Jordan better comparison? Probably is a better comparison. I think that's fair. Probably right. Probably right. Baki, how you doing, buddy? You know, everything good? Basketball right around the corner, my man. We'll be talking a lot. Looking forward to it, Baki. Looking forward to it. Miss talking to you, buddy. Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Make sure you go to CalusaSunrise.com and check out the beautiful models from Blazona Development. 6 models to choose from, various lot sizes. They're moving right along with their different phases. And check out what you can get at beautiful Sunrise Landing. Adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club, remember, no Mellorews, no homeowners at Sunrise Landing. I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20 will get you there. Check out Sunrise Landing by going to CalusaSunrise.com and beautiful Sunrise Landing. Don't forget tomorrow, 3 to 6, Fox Sports Radio, Steve Albert to talk about his new book, Chris Landry, LandryFootball.com. The transportation infrastructure in Sac just doesn't make sense, and the light rail is empty now. Are they ever going to finish Highway 50, or are they just going to have that go on for infinity? Seriously. Hard to get reception on 890 in Modesto. Well, get the app. You don't need to listen on 890, and it is hard to get 890 in Modesto. Download the app, my friend. Fox Sports KSAC. Download the app right on your phone, and you can listen to it in Modesto or San Diego or Houston, Texas, or Miami, Florida, or New York, New York. Download the app, Fox Sports KSAC, and then you don't have to worry about 890 AM in Modesto. All right? Don't have to worry about it. We also are streaming on YouTube every day, Fox Sports Sacramento. So you have a couple of options, all right? You have a couple of options. Again, Fox Sports KSAC. Download the app. I think they will finish 50 before the Kuminga deal gets done. Oh, my gosh. Seriously, what is going on there? Like, seriously. Like, are they working like snails? Like, what is the deal? How long does it take to finish a project? I don't understand it. Incredible. Do I think Mike Brown will succeed in New York? No, I do not. We'll be living on Mars before they finish 50. I like Mike Brown, and I've never met him. I like him because everyone I know likes him, and that tells me all I need to know. So I hope he succeeds, but I wouldn't bank on it. Cody says you want the Kings to trade for Jonathan Kuminga. I don't, but I'm just one person. One more thing, Napes, is the new season. I will take you live to the middle of the night burger place. So it's going to rock and roll. We're going to celebrate Kings win live. Sounds good, buddy. I love that. I love that. I love that. Cody, I wouldn't want Jonathan Kuminga. They're already catering to him, and he's not even on the team. Oh, we're going to start him. Go away, would you? That's how I feel about that trade. This country's inability to build infrastructure is mind-blowing. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to talk about the country's infrastructure. I just don't. It's not my, it's not my deal, Hang on. Texting Byron Scott. What do you think? Remember the subway tunnels being dug in New York, particularly in Queens, took them 60 years before they used it. It was for the Long Island Railroad. Again, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I hope they don't trade for Kuminga. Nope. Can't do it. Won't do it. I'm with you. Caltrans is purposely taking this long so Grant can light them up on my radio podcast shows. There you go, CD. You're absolutely correct. I need a rant idea. Maybe I'll do a rant on that tomorrow. If Ryan's listening, maybe we can add that to the one of three. I mean, seriously. I mean, come on now. How long has that been going on? Seriously. How long is the construction on Highway 50 from I-5 to Watt Avenue? How long has that been going on? Huh? How long? How many years? You could build a freaking Great Wall of China in the time it's taken to finish Highway 50. Unbelievable. Who's the Kings' assistant coaches this year? Google it. I think Jackson Dart will struggle in his first game. He's going against an excellent defense. I left in 2015, and they are still working on 50. Has it been going on that long? Good Lord. Wow. Has it really been going on that long? Love the lane splits. Yeah, as long as you don't hit the barrier in the middle. Since 97? Come on. How about Indiana Jones on the Colts? Maybe it was more the Giants than Daniel Jones. Sure looks that way. Can't argue with that. Sure looks that way. All right, tomorrow, don't forget. Nah, it's not 87. Tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow, Steve Albert, Chris Landry, your phone calls. You like that, Boggy? You like that, Boggy? Is that a 16.5 point spread? Wow. The Bills, 16.5 point favorites. I haven't even done my picks for tomorrow yet. Grant, the variety and range of guests you have had on the radio so far is amazing, brother. It hasn't even been a month, and the guests have been really great. Was sick of listening to other stations. Thank you very much. I take a lot of pride in the guests that I'm able to get on the program. And so I want you to know that means a lot to me. Thank you, because I really work hard to try to get really good guests on the show. And I'm really glad that you're enjoying it. Thank you very much. And I'm blessed that I have a lot of contacts, and I'm blessed that I have really good relationships with so many people. And like, I hope you heard Spud Webb today. I just loved Spud. It was a great conversation, and I really hope you enjoyed that. If not, go back and listen to it on your leisure. Steve Sands yesterday, great. I'm blessed to have a lot of contacts, but I'm blessed that I call these people friends. It's not just like a business contact. Like, I'm friends with these individuals. I'm friends with Mike Breen. I'm friends with Anna Eagle. I'm proud of that. But you know what? Thank you for saying that, because I don't really know how it is, I guess, interpreted or how it's received when you're listening and I'm talking and I'm like, well, should I have Doug Adler on? Like, is that, and I thought Doug was a great interview. Or, another individual like Bob Valvano, who's not really well known in California, but the Valvano name is. But I thought it was a great interview. And he gave me one of the best lines I've ever heard about Jimmy Valvano and Spud Webb. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Said, Grant, I was able to change my work schedule so I get off at 4. Then I turn the app on and listen to the first hour last. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. All right. I'm going to say sayonara, and I will get ready for tomorrow. Don't forget 10 a.m. tomorrow, the King's Court with Rhino and Sacktown right here if you don't like that. And don't forget all the post-game shows this year right here on If You Don't Like That. Spread the word about my radio show. Not everybody knows yet that I'm on Fox Sports Radio 3 to 6 every day. Spread the word for me. You can be my promoter. Tell your friends. All right. Pass the word along. Who is the worst interview I've done? Most boring or difficult? Are you talking about ever? You know who was really a terrible interview that I really loved as a professional and as a person, but he was awful? Was Jeff Petrie. Jeff was a terrible interview. And, we're talking about Princeton education, intellectually bright, great, nice man, tremendous at his job. Horrible interview. Horrible. You're going to score a hat trick for me. Good job. Score a hat trick for me. Adler was awesome. Thank you very much. I thought he was too. All right. See you tomorrow, everyone. Appreciate the heck out of all of you. Your support means the world to me. Stay safe. Have a good evening. Thank you. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., the King's Court, right here. Rhino in Sacktown. I'll be back 3 to 6 on Fox Sports Radio. I probably won't do a show tomorrow after the game, but we'll wrap up the week on Friday. Bye-bye, everybody.